Hey guys, what's up? It's 200K Adjuster here. Hope you guys are doing great today. Hey, I just want to come and talk to you real quick about something that I think is really important, especially for new adjusters, and that is to cut down on all the expenses you can while you're on your first couple of deployments. One of the best things that I ever did when I got my first deployment is we spent no money. I spent as little money as I possibly could. I just kept building up. First was an emergency fund. We didn't make any big purchases or anything like that on the first couple of deployments. And the reason being is really threefold. One is you never know how long a deployment's going to last, right? So you could be making a lot of money, but it only may last for 2 weeks, right? Now, hey, you go make 10 grand a week, $15,000 in a week, even $5,000 a week, right? That's still good money for 2 weeks worth of effort, but you don't know how long that's going to last. So you might work 2 weeks, make your $10,000, we'll say, and then you may go, a month and a half, 2 months, maybe even 3 months without another deployment opportunity. Some people go even longer than that. So really, how long is that 10 grand going to last you? How long is that 20 grand going to last you? You know what I'm saying? It's not about what you're making, it's what you're keeping, right? And so what I see a lot of times is new adjusters will go out and start making, this money in the first week to go, and they get a really nice hotel while they're on deployment. Dumb. That hotel is costing you money. That hotel is costing you future security as an adjuster, right? So, you're spending $150 a night. It's a nice hotel. Yeah, but I'm comfortable. I can work better and all this kind of stuff. Well, guess what? Your bills don't care how comfortable you were 3 months down the road when you don't have another deployment, right? Your bills don't care. And unless you're someone who can go out there and do 4, 5, 6 claims a day, which as a new adjuster you're not going to, guess what? That hotel may screw you long term. You got to think long term here, because we're in an industry that's not guaranteed. So we have to be long-term strategic thinkers. Long-term strategic thinkers. Think about that. That's why I stay in my truck, right? I don't stay in my truck all deployment long. Last deployment, I actually stayed in my RV. Actually, last couple of deployments, I stayed in my RV. A couple reasons why is I was actually managing, so I kind of knew what my income was going to be. I knew roughly how many claims we had when we were going out there. So I knew it was going to be a 3-4 week deal, and I was comfortable with the money I was making to, bring my RV. The one before that, I'd been on deployment for a while. I was actually doing cleanup in Louisiana. I was sleeping out of my truck. I literally slept out of my truck for 6 months, and I came up with a down payment for an RV. And I bought an RV. That's when I bought my RV. And I slept out of the RV for a couple months after that. I was on that deployment for almost 9 months. And I slept out of the RV after that. And you know what, though? I had already made all the money. I had 3 months, actually more than that. I had 4 months expenses saved up. We had upgraded the place that we were staying in. And again, it was within our budget. I'm try to be really good about not spending more than 25% of my take-home income on where we live, right? That should be you too, whether it's a house or an apartment or whatever. No more than 25% of your income needs to be on where you live. We paid off some debts, which was a big thing, but guess what? We didn't pay off our debt until we had our emergency fund saved up, right? And 3 months is pretty solid. You need to have a good 3 months emergency fund saved up. One thing that I'm going to do when I get off of this deployment is I'm actually going to open up a line of credit when I get back as a additional source of emergency fund. The reason being, instead of just having cash, is I'm a big believer that cash is trash right now, especially with inflation going the way it is. So a line of credit is not a loan unless you actually have to use it, right? So if, I don't want to have, I know there's a lot of people, I know Dave Ramsey talks about 6 months saved up for emergencies. I'm not going to say one way or the other. I think that's smart in general. As an adjuster, you definitely have to have money saved up for an emergency, but I think having a line of credit is actually smarter for us because we don't actually have to go get it unless we actually need it, right? And so our money, our other 3 months, instead of having 6 months, we only have 3 months. Our other 3 months could be, used to develop alternative streams of income, which again is going to be very important for new adjusters. After your first year, I think, as a new adjuster, you need to think about alternative income streams to offset the times where you are not deployed, or if you want to start picking your deployment some. I've been beneficial in the fact that I've been able to pick some of my deployments now. Not a lot. This one I kind of took. I thought about not taking it, but it was really close to Christmas. I thought about not taking it, but I ended up I did take this one, mainly because I've already taken 3 months off this year already. So I figured I need to make hay while there's hay to be made, kind of thing. So, anyways, going back around here. So I do have an RV, and I've stayed in hotels before, so I'm not saying that you need to only stay in your vehicle when you're on deployments, because you just got to save. But if you're a new adjuster and you don't have that money saved up, you need to be thinking about cutting down all the expenses you can, right? That's why I have snacks in the truck, right? I don't know still, and I'm getting claims now, but they're not what I was expecting. So, I might only be here 2 weeks, right? I don't know. So when I came up here, I deliberately did not take the RV because I wanted to make sure that the deployment was worth it as much as possible. So, I could have gone and found a place for 2 weeks with the RV and spent $600, $700, $800 on that. But, I'd rather have that saved up until the springtime when, hail season rolls around. That money I'm saving just buys me, a little bit more time where I don't have to stress about just taking that first deployment that comes my way. I hope that makes sense to you guys. So that's why I decided to live in my truck for this deployment. Also, the wintertime is the easiest for me to live out of the truck, just because I'm a cold sleeper. I like when things are cold. You see I'm all bundled up now. So it's easy for me to fall asleep in the truck. Summertime is a little bit harder. You're kind of sweaty, muggy. It's nasty. So I really did enjoy the RV during the summertime. But, again, just new adjusters have to cut back on expenses. Especially if you're coming out of a field where you don't have a lot of money, you never had a lot of money, and you come and you get, some of you guys will see more money in a month than, maybe it took you 6 months to make. And that's not uncommon, right? And the thing is, you make it, you have this feeling like that money's going to live forever. That money's going to be around forever. And it's not. That money will, the Bible has a great verse that says, money makes itself wings and it flies away. And that's so true. Money will make itself wings and it will fly away. So it's not what you make, it's what you keep. That's the big thing as a new adjuster. If you want to survive in this field, money management's a big deal. A big deal. So, sorry, I'll try to get you out of the sun there a little bit. Anyways, just wanted to make this video for you guys. Food. Another thing I want to say is food too. Food is a big deal as well when you're out on deployment. I did not do well with my first couple deployments. I've had to talk to some friends of mine who are a little bit more healthy than what I am, and we had to they've helped me come up with a game plan, and I really appreciate their help. But I keep food in the truck. I am doing more of a keto diet now, although it's not a strict keto diet, but I am doing, I only eat between 12 and 4 in the afternoon. Took me a couple days to get used to that, but now I got it. I'm pretty solid on it right now. I might have one more snack before the end of the day, or before the end of my time. Um, but trying to stay healthy on the road is also a big deal, and especially if you're living out of your vehicle, you don't have a lot of refrigeration or things to keep food um, fresh. It's easy to just eat out all the time, and that's not, you got to get smart with the things you carry in your truck or in your vehicle moving forward. So anyways, hope this video helps you guys. Go ahead and comment below if you are an adjuster who has some experience on how you've saved money or how you plan for the next deployment while you're waiting. That's the big thing. It's not this deployment. You're always trying to get that next deployment too, because that's how you make a living out of this thing. So if you got some good experience on how to save money, how to plan for the future, how to get that next deployment, feel free to leave a comment below. Sorry the sun's in your face there, but appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll talk to you later.